It's day 2 at Icon. Today I'm going to do a gouache workshop to start in some really great talks. I'll keep you posted.
I was actually contacting Starbucks for that too. I just felt like I feel like it's such a cool program. I should kind of dabble in more.
I definitely don't use it. Usually I should be.
Water having a little bit more pigment, but just enough water to make your line work fluid. And if you have too much pooling,
Shakes like a pan. You can pick a shape.
exactly. You just sort of
It was really important for me to think about what is augmented reality. So today we'll discuss that in terms of how we communicate that to students and our particular proclivities about what augmented reality might mean in a teaching context.
So the cool thing about this whole Icon conference is that the MIA, Minneapolis Institute of Art, shares a campus with MCAD, the Minneapolis College of Art and Design. But you'll see there's a summer camp going on, so there's a bunch of kiddos in the background. So this morning went well. I did some cutout shapes with construction paper, and then we used gouache and applied it to that, and it was actually really helpful because some of the feedback I got in my portfolio was sticking with the stuff that I love, right? The stuff that makes me happy to do, which ironically is more simplified graphic shapes, and I was trying to figure out how to incorporate that into my illustration. And this was a really good activity for that because it kind of gives me an idea what that would look like visually. And so that workshop was really great. So after that, I left a little bit early from that workshop to attend some talks by Prisms. And so the first one that I really wanted to see was about trauma-informed education in the classroom and how to speak in a way that aligns with compassion and kindness. And also, we have students who are potentially, dealing with different traumas that we don't know about. Maybe maybe they visually depict the signs, but maybe they don't. And how to align our communication and our voices and our pedagogy with that. So that was a very informative session. After that, the big talk that I really wanted to see, which I did, was on augmented reality, AR, and implementing it in illustration. And I was lucky enough to be able to talk to Joel from Kent State and Chad from Kent State, but more so with Joel. His background was more in projection mapping and interactive media, and then Chad was illustration based, but it was cool talking to Joel about projection mapping because that's something I've been doing in my free time with the guys from Deep Space Drive-In. Hi. And so we've been doing a lot of experimentation with glass and lights and different things like that. And so it was really cool talking to him about that and getting some more information. And we're gonna chat later, hopefully more in depth about ways to move forward with that. And also, that's something I studied in my MFA thesis, was how to make illustration tie in with this more modern, innovative world. And it's kind of ironic because I think I was thinking about it from a practical and creative standpoint. The way I operate is a little bit more scientific in my art, which is probably why I don't have a definitive style. I'm always looking to evolve and grow with my art, which means it never really stays the same. But ironically, that whole premise, taking illustration and bringing it into the modern world, it's actually really, really personal. I think it's really more close to my actual personality, and what I want to do as a person, as a human, moving on from the past and growing into this new world, which maybe kind of departs from illustration a little bit, which is kind of an odd spot to be because I'm at this conference and I feel this almost natural departure from traditional illustration. but I'm starting to learn that illustration doesn't always have to be like a full-on like children's book narrative or editorial conceptual piece for a magazine, but there's plenty of surface designers here, or people making patterns, or just pushing it and doing other things, and illustration does transcend into storytelling for brands, and also film, also other formats. So it's an interesting place to be, and having a lot of revelations, which is really great. Yeah, as far as that goes, that's about it for this morning. I might actually take a break from talks today, and I might go check out the rock climbing gym here in Minneapolis, because my favorite thing to do when I'm traveling is to check out rock gyms. And then at 7 tonight, it's a road show for the illustration conference. So essentially it's like an art fair on crack, because every single person here is an amazing illustrator. So it's going to be really good, and it's dangerous because I just bought my first house. So that means I may end up going home with a lot of artwork. But I love supporting other artists, so it's going to be great. See you later. So the talks are over for today. The Prisms workshops are done. And all in all, there were a lot of really interesting discussions on AI, augmented reality, illustration in the world, art education, and what it comes down to is, for me, this is something I think about. We were sharing a lot of ideas. These are all ideas, but with any idea or philosophy, there's no way to really quantify it except by lived experience and aptitudes, I guess. And so ultimately, what it comes down to is we are working to create a better atmosphere for illustrators. There really is no equation to success. There's no metric, because in the creative field it's so varied and vast. And so what it really comes down to is, we can give you the tools as art educators, and we can come to these useful conferences and learn a lot about the field and what's happening in the world, but it also comes down to the individual to do their own work and to understand, what's important to them and what's varied. I got a lot of feedback from professionals about my illustration portfolio, and some points I'm taking, some points I'm not, but you have to have the wherewithal to understand yourself and to understand when that feedback is incorrect or when it is correct. And it's different for everybody, right? Some of the criticisms I got that I am ignoring may be more relevant for someone else. So just things to consider ultimately, but a really great experience. And I'm about to go to the climbing gym again. The climbing gym here is stiff, or I'm really tired from walking around in heels yesterday, and also it's very humid. The gym was fun, and I love checking out climbing gyms in new areas, and it's very close to my Airbnb and also MIA, so that was cool. But yeah, the key takeaways are: do what you love and do it well.